Hey, good afternoon, everyone. On this wintry Saturday, it's started to snow a little bit where I am. So, um, kind of a day to just be like cozy at home, I think. I have to finish decorating the Christmas tree, so it'll be a good day to do that. So, I wanted to come on and talk today about the Gemini full moon that we have coming up. So, that's. Um, becomes full. The moon becomes full at 11:35 tonight Eastern Standard Time. And just as a reminder to just remind us about the full moon. So the full moon is an opportunity to release things from our lives that we no longer wish to have in our lives, that we no longer wish to be, sort of dealing with, that we're just kind of done with, we're ready to move on from. Um, and then with the full moon being in the sign of Gemini, if we think of the sign of Gemini, Gemini is all about, like, the energy is all about communication, learning, taking information in. Um, and then once taking that information in, really just kind of sorting through that and coming to a conclusion around what resonates and what doesn't. And so this full moon is actually a really wonderful time to release beliefs in our lives that no longer serve us. Um, if you think back to, the beginning of 2021, think of yourself and who you were then and what you believed and what you thought to be, quote unquote true. Um, and that could be around beliefs that you have about yourself, beliefs that you have about others, beliefs that you have about the world, beliefs that you have about systems in the world, things that are going on in the world. Um, and it's a really wonderful time to take that look back at the beginning of 2021 and contemplate on, how are you different today? Have your beliefs changed? Is there something that doesn't resonate with you anymore? Is there something that's really not serving you anymore? And is that something that you just don't want to have a place in your life anymore? Um, so this is a really wonderful time to really take that deep dive if you feel called to do it, and look at what's no longer serving you. I've talked before in my other videos about my ritual in terms of the full moon. I love writing down what I want to release. Um, some people like to then bury that piece of paper, out back or in their garden. Some people like to burn it as like a release. So I always say it's whatever resonates with you. It's whatever you feel you want to do and what makes sense for you. I always love to do my journaling on the day of the full moon. But again, if you wanted to do it a couple days before or a couple days after, no big deal. The energy's still around. I'm a big believer in doing what resonates with us, and checking in with what works for us. And so something else that I wanted to mention too that I think is really important and kind of cool is, so since June of 2020, we've been working with an eclipse cycle in the sign of Gemini and Sagittarius. So all of the eclipses since June of 2020 have been in one of these signs. And if we think about Sagittarius, Sagittarius is all about finding the higher truth, like wisdom, like searching for that meaning, searching for what resonates with them, and that higher education, quote unquote. And so if we've got, with us having Gemini and Sagittarius kind of switching back and forth between the eclipses, reminding ourselves that eclipses are all about time of massive change and transformation. It's even a cool thing to kind of look back even to June 2020 if you can, and look at who you were then and how you have changed today. Again, beliefs that no longer resonate with you, things that you no longer believe, the person maybe that you no longer are, because you've got Sagittarius going out to get the information, and then you've got Gemini kind of sorting through it. So that's been happening in the energy since June of 2020. And what I really like about this energy and what I think is really cool is that what it's shown me is that we're all going to look at stuff differently. So we might have the same thing in front of us, but depending on what our perspectives are and using our discernment and listening to our intuition, we're going to come to a different conclusion. And I really feel that this past, I don't know, I guess, is it a year and a half, back to June 2020, has really been a lesson in that. That's something that I've really noticed is that, not everyone's going to look at something the same, and that's okay. It's okay to look at something differently than the person standing beside you. It's okay to make a different decision than someone else who's standing beside you. And I know for me, it's really helped me to hone in on my intuition and really focusing on, okay, this is what I'm hearing, but how does that feel to me inside? How does that feel in my body? How does that feel in my soul? How does it feel in my heart? What's my intuition saying? If my intuition's saying something different than what I'm being presented with or being told, I always follow my intuition, and it's never, ever, ever steered me wrong. And I'm just hearing the word observer. It's coming from that place of being the observer and just observing beliefs that you're presented with, and then observing how that feels in your body and what feels right to you, and just following that path unabashedly, not being concerned about what other people might think, because one of the ways for us to live, I believe, a truly fulfilled life is to follow what's important to us, and what we believe and who we want to be. So it's really, I think, auspicious to have this Gemini full moon as the last full moon of 2021, because I think it's just really going to be a wonderful time to just take that look at, what no longer resonates with me that maybe used to, and what do I no longer want in my life? What beliefs have I shed? And who do I want to be going into 2022? So, I'm really excited about that. I think that it'll help set a lot of us on the path that we want to go on, and, where we want to go in the new year. So, enjoy happy full moon, enjoy looking at those beliefs if you choose to, and letting them go, and just enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend. And if you can, just find some time to yourself just for some rest and chilling out, whatever that might look like for you. Before I go though, I did want to pull a card. Let's pull a card for anyone who's watching to see what message comes through for us, what the cards have to say for, the energy of this Gemini full moon, and what, I think what we'll be working with. So let's see. So what energy wants to come through with this Gemini full moon? What message do you have this Gemini full moon? Look at that stillness. So that just goes again beautifully with the full moon, because the full moon's all about going within. And I'm also hearing this is a swan, and swans represent, from a spiritual perspective, love. And I'm just hearing to love ourselves first, to find that rest for ourselves and find that inward time, and to focus on us first, because that's the most important thing, is focusing on us, what we want, who we are. I believe that comes first before anything else. Just to help us sort of be true to ourselves. And then the northern lights are really beautiful in the background too. I love that as well. It's like, I'm just hearing like something to move towards. So stillness. Let's all hopefully find some stillness on this beautiful Saturday. Thanks everyone. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.